Tell me about this Northrop club, because you guys scored the basketball at a high clip last year. How do you keep that going? How do you keep the offensive execution going? Obviously, Jagger has graduated, but how do you keep the offense going this year?
Well, this year we're looking to just be the most prepared team in the conference. So we're going to prepare for each team we play, take one game, one step at a time, and then we're going to look to execute what we worked in on practice, and then just support each other as a whole and stay a family.
Tell me about the personnel you guys have coming back. What are some of the things that you guys are going to excel at in terms of personnel and X's and O's on a given Friday night?
Well, I mean, we have a heavy senior class coming back as predicted, but we have a very good guard play and very good big play. So we're going to work hard every day in practice and make sure we're all on the same page and stay together and work as a team.
In a week and a half, you guys roll out the balls for real with practice. What is the biggest priority for this Northrop ball club?
Probably the biggest priority will be communication, because, I mean, that's probably the main thing with playing a basketball sport. You could be the worst team in the conference and have the best communication and still bring together as a team and pull off some W's. So for the main thing for us this year is probably communicating and staying together as a family and preparing for each team in the conference.
For you, as one of the main focal points for this Northrop ball club, how do you make sure some of the younger guys are on board with what you guys are doing and understand what it's like to play in the SAC? What's the advice you give some of those guys? How do you lead this team?
Well, leading this team is probably be, well, for the most part, it's probably acting as a father figure, you know, more as a big brother, not as just a typical leader, but someone that can actually step in and encourage and support somebody on the team. So just seeing my support and leadership for the team, I hope they follow in my place.
Okay, Coach. This Northrop team, one thing we noticed every time we came out and covered you guys could score the basketball last season. How do you pick up where you left off in terms of the offensive execution, and who are some of the guys that are going to need to step up with Jagger now graduated for you, who provided so much offense in years past?
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing for us was try to get it as a team. You know, we had a really good situation with Jagger last year. He did a really good job for us. But we got Richard Robertson and Darius Craig. Them guys are pretty much our leaders. So our offense is going to be built around what they pretty much can develop for us. They have to go out and make easy shots for other guys. And I just feel like, you know, as a team, we got 8 seniors. So my guys have been on varsity for a long time. So hopefully it'll be fruitacious for us, and it'll show not just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well.
When you take a look at having those 8 seniors, how much is that going to allow you guys to excel early, knowing that they've kind of been there, done that? When you guys roll out the balls, I guess, what, in a week and a half?
In a couple of weeks. You know, the one good thing about having seniors is that if you need to make adjustments, they are a little bit more adaptable. They're not where they're like deer in the headlights and you say do something and they're not sure what to do. So these guys have been around. I can change something, and they kind of like, okay, I understand why you're doing it, Coach. I ain't got to sell it to them. So that's going to help us. And you know, one thing about this conference is that it's not just competitive. You got a lot of good coaches, and they're constantly adjusting. And so if you can't adjust when they adjust, it's a disadvantage. So I'm hoping with our 8 seniors this year, we'll be able to adjust right along with some of the better teams this year.
People in the SAC obviously took notice of Richard last year. He was a double-digit scorer for you guys. How are you looking for him to kind of lead this team and I don't know, kind of set the tone for what you guys to do on both sides of offense and defense?
You know, that really started in off-season. The biggest thing for us was that those guys had to understand that in the off-season is where you get your most bang for your buck as leadership. You got to get guys to come out every day. You got to get guys to want to compete every day in the off-season, no matter if we're lifting weights, we're running laps. It doesn't matter. Them guys, Richard and Darius, they was able to early in the season, right afterwards, say, hey, we got to do this now. We got to go out, and even if we're running sprints, let's compete. And so that's kind of starting to carry over now into the conditioning where I even hear the guys saying, hey, you know, I can make it in this time. Can you make it in this time? You know, and so that's good to see them guys competing other than just basketball. So that shows me that the leadership part of it is definitely starting to kick in for us.
Final question for me, what is the X factor? If there's an X factor for Northrop season, what is it?
It's just coming together. I mean, there's really no special formula for us. You know, I think the biggest thing for us is just coming together, making sure that all the kids are one, thinking as a unit. We didn't have that last year, and I think this year our coaching staff, we've been around a year now, so I think that we're a little bit more seasoned than last year. Like I said before, we got kids that was with us. They know what practice is about. It just makes it different when you can call a play and they know what you're calling. So, you know, so we should have a good year. I'm really expecting our kids to just compete every game.
All right, awesome.
Hey, thank you.
I appreciate it.